If you are somebody that has been in the spiritual world or working through manifestation and creating your reality and your life in a way that is fulfilling and sustainable and more to the point, if you're like, I'm trying to manifest $5,000 or I'm trying to manifest my dream partner and doing all of the things, I'm healing and I'm regulating my nervous system and I'm listening to podcasts and I'm meditating and I'm journaling and it's just not happening. Or I feel really good for a week or two and then something happens and it just sucks you right back into scarcity, lack, feeling like there's just never going to be enough. You're not going to get it. This is the video for you. This is something that I have struggled with in the past, and pretty much every single one of my clients have struggled with. And the reason for that is we're humans. And the human experience is not one of once you reach this level of being, quote unquote, healed, everything is amazing and everything is just always going to be perfect. There is no such thing as perfection. If you're like me and a lot of my clients, you probably would classify yourself as smart and driven and a go-getter and you get what you want and you're in this world, in this world, this spiritual world, this living with intention and on purpose because you want to have more and live more joyfully, live more sustainably, more authentic to who you are on a soul level. And the human experience really throws us for a loop sometimes, oftentimes. This is the place where most people quit because it's like, I've done all this work. I've been doing this, for years. And you might call in money, you might call in dates and, things are getting better, but it just doesn't stay. Or you do it once and then it's like everything falls apart. And the problem is we're humans and human shit happens. But what we're not taught, and specifically in this, like the manifestation spiritual community, nobody really talks about this, but once you get to this place where things become good or better, you're in flow, you're receiving money, you're, going on dates, whatever it is that you're shifting and creating in your world, it can be kind of deceiving. It can feel kind of like being thrown for a loop when something happens outside of us that triggers our nervous system, right? Or, so for example, I've talked about this before, but I want to talk about it a little bit different. For example, you're like, oh, I just manifested, I just called in, $5,000. And then a week later, I got a bill for $4,500 for this thing, right? Something. Okay, so what they're showing me is like, oh, I met my dream person, and then I found out, whatever, something that's a deal breaker. And it can feel like, what the fuck? Right? Like, what the fuck? I am in this place. How come I can't shift this? How come I can't change this one thing? And what I have found to be true for myself, for the many, many people that I've worked with, is in these moments, how you handle the shit that comes up is indicative of what you are going to be able to have moving forward. So, like with the example of you called in $5,000 and then $4,500 bill shows up, how you handle that in the moment. So, I say that a lot. You, the human, the human in today's world, the humans that are in my life, that, the clients that I work with, if that happens, or excuse me, when that happens, it's like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, see, I can't have what I want. Or they're like, okay, Ashley, help me. Right? And so what do you do? Right? What do you do? Here is where I have found going within, leaning into your intuition, leaning into your spiritual connection, whether you believe in God, the universe, spirit guides. I tend to go with spirit guides more than anything, because that just feels good for me. So in those moments, so like, okay, so say I receive $5,000 and then this $4,500 bill comes. I'm like, okay, have the nervous system activation. Probably need to get it out of your body, right? So like, oh, I'm gonna shake or I'm gonna have like a bit of a temper tantrum, in the gym and like beat the shit out of my boxing bag, right? Like move the energy, get the energy out, right? And then it's like meditate, or for me, it's like it's not even a full meditation. It's just I don't know why this is happening. Help me see this differently. Guide me. And then to take it a step further, I will be like, wouldn't it be funny if this happens? Wouldn't it be funny if tomorrow I get an email that says, never mind, that bill wasn't meant for you? Or wouldn't it be funny if I get a check in the mail for another $5,000 that covers that bill? Like playing with the energy of curiosity can really help, especially if you're like me and the people that watch my videos and clients, where it's like curiosity pulls you out of, I have to figure this out. I have to fix it. It's a problem and I have to solve it. No, no, we're not doing that anymore. That has worked for you in the past. However, now what is required of you is I don't have to figure this out. I get to be guided and led and in flow. That's what in flow actually means, where it's like I decide what it is that I want, and then I allow the universe, my guides, God, to conspire to make it fucking happen. And this can be and can feel terrifying if you are somebody that has always gotten stuff done, right? But this is where it gets to feel fun, because then what will happen is things will line up. And, it seems kind of silly, but these things really do happen, where it's like, oh, I woke up the next morning and it said, never mind, you don't actually have to pay this bill. That was a mistake on our end. And then it's like, oh my God, what? Holy shit. Like, I don't have to push and claw and make things happen and worry and be stressed out about these things. I just get to live and do the things that I need to do, but also not like drain myself in order to receive what it is that I want. And this can really be a mind fuck, especially when you're shifting from fully being in the human experience to, oh, there's forces outside of me that I can't necessarily see or feel or sense. Maybe you do. And I get to trust my intuition. I get to trust that I'm being led, that I'm safe, that I'm supported. And like I can hear people being like, what the fuck? That's bullshit. Then this isn't for you. But it is true. It is true. And it gets to be easy. It's not that it's easy to do. It's simple, right? It's simple and easy as much as you let it be. So the less that we're overthinking, doubting, and needing to micromanage every single fucking detail, the easier, the quicker, the more sustainable your life gets to be, because you're not doing all of the work. You are trusting, and it's like, oh, girl, I got trust issues. It's like, yeah, me too. But when you learn to pause, listen, trust what you hear, release the outcome, detach from, oh, I gotta have it, you become in flow. You become a magnet to what it is that you actually desire. And this is the type of work that we do in my world. And I'm currently like kind of soft launching my newest mastermind. And I also have two spots for one-on-one coaching with me. So if this is something that you're like, yeah, you're talking to me, I know this is what I'm ready for. The link will be in my bio. Hold on, let me get back to where my camera is. The link will be in my bio. Send me a message, and I'd love to support you in this way.